Today on the Gold Standard.
I think that this market and our currency will, fold up and crash by the end of the year. So, the amount of time to kind of do some diversification and conversions is limited. We need to have some urgency, folks. This is not going to just go away. You just can't hope that we're going to come back and, we're going to go, everyone's going to put their money back into Apple and Microsoft. Japan, Dave, made a peak in the late 80s and it never made another top. I mean, we may not make any money in stocks for a decade, but you don't have to have that risk. You have to give yourself a chance.
This is the Gold Standard from Midas Gold Group with Kenneth Russo. Hello, I'm Dave Dino. Welcome to the Gold Standard, your source for secure investment opinion and information on the advantages of purchasing and owning precious metals. Whether you're a novice investor or an experienced collector, this is the program that gives you a realistic weekly perspective on the state of the economy, reliable information about using precious metals, such as gold, silver, and platinum, to safeguard your wealth, and remarkable details about specific precious metal coins and bullion. Ken Russo is a senior vice president at Midas Gold Group. His peers characterize him as a straight shooter who will work harder for you than anyone else. Ken, it is a pleasure to join you again this week.
Yes, nice to be with you, Dave, as always.
Our topic is boom. Your retirement just took a big hit. So, Ken, let's begin our time today with a figure everybody is seeing: the dramatic drop in stock values. After the latest losses on Wall Street, I took a look at how much investment and retirement money has been lost just since the beginning of the year. On January 4th, 2022, the Dow closed at 36,585. But the latest declines have hit a low of 29,301. Economists say that is a drop of 19.3%. And I wonder how many of us could manage our finances with an almost 20% decline in income.
Well, that's right, Dave. And losing money in bonds and losing purchasing power with our fiat money and losing, with the drawdown in the stock market and as real estate next. And don't forget, Dave, our premise has always been that we've been in a mother of all bubbles. That bubble is popping. It's happening right before our eyes. It's going to get worse. It has a long way to go. You can't fix a debt problem by issuing more debt. And fiat currency systems that have relied on money printing, Dave, and debt have always failed historically. So the message to the audience is that history does matter. History will repeat itself. We will revert back to the mean. When something gets stretched so far, it's going to stretch back. And we're in the middle of that pullback, of that correction. What the Fed inflated and what the whole world has inflated is now being deflated. And the question is how do you not lose, Dave, all of your money, and how do you not lose your entire nest egg when the markets fail, when the system fails, and when it crashes? And that's where gold comes in, and that's why it's so important, Dave, that people consider and actually start to diversify if they haven't already started to this point.
Ken, you have been a voice crying in the wilderness about protecting investments and retirement accounts with gold, and specifically here with a gold IRA. For those with money in the market, what does a gold IRA do to shield them from these retirement-robbing losses?
Well, obviously, if you have a retirement account, Dave, it has to be invested in something, and that something is paper. It could be mutual funds. It could be money markets. It could be bonds. It could be, regular shares of stock. But whatever it is, it's paper. And that paper is tied to the banking system. You have to protect yourself from big losses, but you also have to keep some privacy, Dave. You have to have some control of your money. So if your money's in an IRA or an old 401k, then a gold IRA puts you in a situation of control. It also puts you in an investment that has historically been money, Dave, and it's historically held your purchasing power. If your money is at the bank, or if your money is, in another type of non-qualified account, could be a life insurance policy or an annuity, and you don't want to go through the downturn in the fiat currency, just like the yen and the UK pound is doing right now, the euro, which has lost 25%, Dave, of its value in the last 6 months.
Wow.
Literally, and the dollar will be next to go. All the fiat currencies are trash. If you don't want to be in that type of system and have all of your money in fiat money, and you don't want to experience this 20 plus, and who knows where it's going to stop, Dave, which is really scary. If you don't want to have all of your money in that type of a system, which you and I have been pleading for years to keep people out of that situation, then you don't need to be in that situation. You can diversify, pull some money out of the banking system and pull some money out of the markets and put it in something that will at least be worth something, always, like gold, and historically will retain your purchasing power. And in my opinion, a very good case where it could actually increase your purchasing power.
A reminder here that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. And our topic today is boom. Your retirement just took a big hit. Ken, gold IRAs are not necessarily well known to many investors, so there may be a bit of hesitancy in making a move. Can you maybe walk us through the process? And I got to tell you, I personally know how easy it is because your guidance with me in doing this process was very specific. How does this happen?
Well, Wall Street's trained investors, Dave, the last 3 decades, to keep your money in the financial banking system. It's easy, trade ETFs. It's cheap, get involved in annuity products where your investment and your principal is guaranteed. You could never lose money in a down market. How ridiculous. But no one has the incentive, bankers, advisors, or stockbrokers, television. You turn on the television, all you keep hearing is buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. So they're all going to go down with the ship. But what we do is we specialize, Dave, in diversification with precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, and a little palladium, but palladium's pretty rare, very rare, actually. And I would tell you that's what we do. So everyone specializes in something. And you got to keep it basic, Dave. You got to understand that good investing involves a strong foundation. And that foundation is built on something that's tangible, something that you can control, something that is a medium of exchange, something that's money, something that has no third party counter risk. And that's gold. It's always been physical gold. The problem, though, Dave, is that the bankers and the banking system can't make money if people own gold because it's not a product that you can commission generate and trade as paper from one investment to the other. Keep changing assets. That's how they generate fees behind your back and hide it. They steal fees. So that's what we do, Dave. It's an easy process to convert paper to gold. Not to mention it's a necessary process in this particular market because it is so risky.
Ken, I want to publicly say how thankful I am that I followed your advice and I transferred a substantial portion of my retirement funds into a gold IRA. I was shielded from this recent massive stock market drop. And it brought to mind something that we've said before. 4 of the saddest words that anybody could ever utter are, I wish I had.
Well, Dave, most people, you can't look and regret decisions that you didn't make. You got to take credit for the good ones, and you got to face the consequences for the bad ones. But people forget back in 2000, the Nasdaq lost 80% of its value from 2000 to 2003. So Nasdaq is down about 25%. So we got a long way to go if we match the dot-com boom. And I would actually say that the economics of society and today are actually worse than what they were then. The debt problem is worse. So there's no reason, especially for people who are listening to this program, Dave, if you have common sense and you understand that our leaders are going to drop the ball, for sure, and you understand that you can't fix a debt problem by issuing more debt, and if you understand that our money is backed by nothing and that you can't just print money into oblivion, you just can't print unlimited money and take out unlimited debt and spend as much as you want. You can't do it. Eventually, the system is going to fold. So there isn't anybody that's listening to this program, Dave, that should be saying, I wish I had. And they have the opportunity to give us a call We can walk them through the process. They can get some money out of the system. This way, when it does fold up, they won't lose it all.
We're going to continue our topic of boom, your retirement just took a big hit a little later in the program, and we'll highlight several other tangible ways to convert your wealth into the security of gold. But first, a reminder that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. And coming up, we're going to take a look at a specific precious metal that you can use to safeguard your wealth. And that's coming up right after this.
Smashing Gorka here. More than ever, it's critical to convert your cash savings and a good portion of your investments into gold with the only gold company I recommend, Midas Gold Group. Why? Because those pulling the strings behind the Biden administration want to know everything about your finances. They had Biden sign an executive order preparing for a digital currency. Midas Gold Group sees tyrannical implications, especially for MAGA supporters. Digital currency will record all your financial transactions, with 87,000 new IRS agents able to monitor your accounts. So I recommend calling veteran-owned Midas Gold Group to safeguard your wealth with physical gold before it's too late. Gold is private and traditionally holds its value when economies crash. Protect yourself and your family. Go to MidasGoldGroup.com or call 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-GOLD. It's gold you can hold. Call 855-322-GOLD.
And we're back with more of The Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino, and our topic today is boom, your retirement just took a big hit. By the way, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, we encourage you to visit our local office to meet with us in person. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com. That's MidasGoldGroup.com. For those of you listening in other cities, call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. And by the numbers, 855-322-4253. Now, it is time for one of my favorite portions of the program, and that is our featured precious metal product of the week. Today, our featured precious metal product is the gold Canadian maple leaf. Ken, I have this in my collection, and I prize it highly. It is a brilliant gold coin.
It is, Dave. And remember the premise. I mean, I think that this market and our currency will, fold up and crash by the end of the year. So, the amount of time to kind of do some diversification and conversions is limited. We need to have some urgency, folks. This is not going to just go away. You just can't hope that we're going to come back and, we're going to everyone's going to put their money back into Apple and Microsoft. Japan, Dave, made a peak in the late 80s, and it never made another top. I mean, we may not make any money in stocks for a decade, but you don't have to have that risk. You have to give yourself a chance. And the gold Canadian maple leaf, Dave, is a gold product that will give people that chance to survive when we are in a financial meltdown. And folks, we are going to have some sort of financial or political or some sort of meltdown. There's going to be something. We're losing a lot of value, Dave, and nothing's really even happened yet. So what's going to happen when it does? Well, it's going to get ugly. That's what's going to happen. So you better make sure that you have some gold Canadian maple leafs, which is a 24 karat gold coin, Dave. It comes from the Royal Canadian Mint. It's 49 pure, 0.9999. And it boasts the title, Dave, of one of the most popular bullion coins in the world. It really is a nice coin. This is a coin with exceptional purity, Dave. It has guaranteed backing from the Canadian government. Government coins, people do hold more, reputation, and they do hold more weight than just a private company product. The government mints do. And the gold Canadian maple leaf, Dave, it represents a pristine opportunity for savvy gold bullion investors or just regular beginners that are looking to diversify with gold.
Ken, can you maybe give us a word description of what it is that makes this coin so beautiful?
Yeah, Dave. I mean, and it's changed over the years. I mean, but the newest coins are really spectacular. It's just over 1 troy ounce. It's a little bit smaller in diameter than, say, some of the other gold coins, but it's a little thicker. It has reeded edges. It sports a sparkling, radiant shimmer, Dave. It really has a gold color of kind of all of its own. It's designated as legal tender in Canada, just like the coins are here in the United States, with a face value of 50 Canadian dollars. But obviously, Dave, that's because of its gold content, it's not worth $50. It's worth close to 40 times that. It's worth the weight of the gold and the purity of the gold, of course. The obverse, Dave, or the head side, depicts Queen Elizabeth II, which of course will be changing soon to King Charles. So the Queen Elizabeth II version will have some added emotional collector's value. And don't forget, the Queen, Dave, is also on the Australian coins, and she's on the British coins as well, and the Canadian coins. Turning the coin over, you are presented, Dave, with the iconic maple leaf, which is the national symbol of Canada, and it is really a sharp leaf. I love the way that this actual gold maple leaf looks. And not to mention, Dave, this is a coin that has a lot of technology in it. It has micro inscribed radial lines on both sides. It's a very hard coin to counterfeit. It is a very high quality, great gold coin that would be a welcome addition, Dave, to anyone looking to diversify in either gold coins or gold bars. The gold Canadian maple leaf is a great product.
Thank you, Ken. Coming up in a moment, we'll continue. Boom, your retirement just took a big hit with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group, and that's coming up right after this.
Sebastian Gorka here, urging you to consider converting your cash savings and a good portion of your investments into gold with Midas Gold Group, because if you're a conservative or MAGA supporter, the rhetoric coming from the acting president is appalling. Biden has called companies and individuals who support MAGA policies extremists and semi-fascists, and it's only a matter of time before the administration controls our finances with digital currency. Biden already signed an executive order preparing for digital currency with 87,000 new IRS agents who can monitor our every transaction. I recommend calling veteran-owned Midas Gold Group to safeguard your wealth with physical gold before it's too late. Gold is private and traditionally holds its value when economies crash. Go to MidasGoldGroup.com or call them at 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-GOLD. It's gold you can hold. 855-322-GOLD. Call today.
And we're back with more of the Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino, and our topic today is boom, your retirement just took a big hit. Now, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, you can actually come and visit us at our local office to meet with us in person, and we encourage that. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com, M-I-D-A-S, MidasGoldGroup.com. For those of you listening in other cities, call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD, and by the numbers 855-322-4653. Now, let's return to our topic today. Ken, we've talked about the shocking drop in stock market values on Wall Street, noting that the Dow has dropped 19.3% since the beginning of 2022, and how investors can shield their investments in retirement accounts from further losses, which may be coming soon, by transferring a portion of their funds to the stability of a gold IRA. Ken, now let's talk about the value of gold compared to cash reserves. With the Fed raising interest rates, I see that many high-yield savings accounts and CDs, money market accounts, and others are boosting their rate of return. And it would be easy to think that our money is finally going to start making money, but that's not true, is it?
Well, no, and that's the big trick, Dave. I mean, if the bank offers us 1, 2, or even 3% on our money, but inflation or the cost of living is between 10 and 15% increase every year, well, let's do the math. Let's even use 10. 10 minus, let's say, 3 or 4%. Let's even say 4% on our money, which, it'd be a while until we can get 4% on our money from the bank. But 10% minus a 4%, interest rate, that means we're -6.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see how that's a good idea to keep all of your money in paper assets like CDs, money markets, or even other paper dollar denominated assets. So, it's a losing game, Dave. Paper is a losing game.
So how does gold, physical gold specifically, protect your cash reserves?
Well, it holds your buying power. It's something gold has averaged a 10% return over the last 22 years annually. It will always have value. It's a product that has historically, for thousands of years, always held your purchasing power. And for what I can see with the dollar and how much our fiat money is going to lose, I actually think the price of gold, Dave, will be substantially higher 5 or 10 years from now. So besides holding your purchasing power, I actually think that it will gain, and it will actually build your purchasing power, and you can see a return on your investment as well.
Ken, why physical gold instead of maybe paper gold? You stress physical gold. Why?
Well, Dave, you got to hold it to own it. If it's paper, it's still part of the banking system. It's still part of the market. If those entities, look how many crypto platforms have gone bankrupt. People lost all their money in the last couple years. There'll be other hedge funds that go bankrupt over the next few years. Credit Suisse came out last week and said that they have so much derivative risk, it's not even funny. They can go under. We will probably have a banking crisis, no doubt, within a year. Paper assets just disappear. And there's going to be a lot of paper assets, Dave, that disappear. But if you have physical gold bars and gold coins, you hold it, you own it outright, you have no liability or no risk with any counterparty. And in our opinion, that's the only way to own gold for wealth preservation, Dave. How many times have we said it? Gold for wealth preservation is only in physical form.
One of the things that I personally value is the tremendous selection of gold products that are available from you at Midas Gold Group. Gold and silver coins and bars, as well as even some historic numismatic coins.
Yeah, I would tell you, Dave, that a lot of these products, the availability is getting very tight. The demand is very high. The supply is tight. Don't be fooled, people, by the manipulated paper price of gold and the paper price of silver, which would give the indication that it really hasn't done much in the last couple of years. People are not fooled, Dave. The banking system can't manipulate the price of gold forever. Eventually, it will trade based on its demand for physical coins and bars, the demand for the physical gold asset itself. But these products, although we do offer a wide variety of different types, some of them are not available. And it's going to be very difficult to find a lot of these products, Dave, into the end of the year. So if people are trying to move some money out of paper and out of the banking system or out of their retirement accounts into these gold and silver products, I would say that time is limited. So we can still do it, Dave. We still have the opportunity now. Some things are delayed a little, but we can still come up with a plan.
And I'll repeat the 4 saddest words that anybody could utter. I wish I had. That's why I move a good portion of my investments to physical gold and into a gold IRA with your guidance there at Midas Gold Group. I got to tell you, I feel a lot more secure financially because of it. So, Ken, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, Dave, what's the worst thing that could happen? You have gold that's in your possession. It should at least retain its value. It's your legacy. It's something you can be proud of. So, if that's the worst thing in the world, that's a pretty good situation. But it's my pleasure, Dave. Nice to talk to you again, and all the best to everybody out there.
Thank you very much. That's going to bring us to the end of our time together today here on The Gold Standard with Ken Russo, brought to you by Midas Gold Group. And a reminder, opinions given here are not intended to be specific to your investment strategy, but rather general information to give you a better understanding of investing in precious metals. For answers to your questions, call Midas Gold Group at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. The website is MidasGoldGroup.com. The Midas Gold Group is proud to be America's #1 veteran-owned gold dealer, supporting veterans' causes with a portion of profits donated to the Wounded Warriors Project and the Semper Fi Fund. So your investment in your future is also an investment in the future of those who have bravely served the cause of freedom. Again, the number to call to speak directly with Midas Gold Group is 855-322-GOLD. 855-322-GOLD. Call them. Ken, thank you for your time again today.
Talk to you again next week, Dave.
Looking forward to it. I'm Dave Dino. Come and join us again next week at this same time for another edition of The Gold Standard.
The Gold Standard was brought to you by the Midas Gold Group.